Louisville trying to get its first road win in more than 2 years. And Miami controls the opening tip. Nigel Pack, he's been a little banged up of late as well. Had a tweaked ankle, still played 41 minutes in the overtime loss to Wake. Popplar inside, Norchad Omier left it short. And an early foul, it is on Louisville. And they're going to get former Kane, Danilo Jovanovic.
And you're going to see a ton of dribble handoffs and high ball screens with Norchad Omier diving to the rim. He's got great hands and the ability to finish around the basket. The spacing of this Miami offense is absolutely terrific. Why? Because spacing is created by shot making. And they're going to have 4 guys on the court at all times that can shoot 40 from the 3.
When you look at the offensive numbers for this team, they jump off the page.
It's mind-boggling. It really is. 3-point shooting was absolutely spectacular. They share the basketball. They post the basketball. They beat you in transition. They beat you from the 3. 9.5 threes made a game. Just incredible.
Percy Miller making his first start as a Louisville Cardinal today. He's a walk-on. He's got the ball now. And the Cardinals turn it over. That was a problem last time out against Pitt. 18 turnovers led to 28 Pittsburgh points. Matthew Cleveland lines up a 3. Offensive rebound, Omier. Good ball movement. Nigel Pack, the swish. He's shooting a career best 46% from distance.
Jay Wright, the former coach at Villanova, had a philosophy, good, better, best. Give up a good shot to get a better shot to get the best shot. And that's exactly what Miami did just there.
Sky Clark, averaging almost 15 a game for Louisville inside. Brandon Hunter-Hatfield, and the 3 from the wing is good. That's Mike James, who had 23 points last time out against Pitt. Part of a sophomore class that you want to see step up.
Yeah, this is a sophomore class that is the foundation of Louisville basketball. That was a really solid possession. The ball went inside, kicked out outside, and James is shot ready.
Too easy for Norchad Omier. Over his last 5, he's averaging a double-double, almost averaging 1 on the season.
The ability for Miami to be able to defend 1 through 4 and switch and still keep the ball in front is so important.
Jovanovic out of control, the lefty. Spent last season with Miami, played in 1 game, only played 2 minutes, and due to injuries which have taken their toll on Louisville, they're down to 7 scholarship players. He's been pressed into the starting lineup.
And Louisville cannot turn the basketball over. They're going to have a chance to win this basketball game.
And Miami feasts in the fast break in the open court. Bensley Joseph catch and release. Battle for the board, out of bounds to Louisville.
Solid defensive position by Louisville. You know, Louisville, they got to take care of the basketball. They got to rebound the basketball. They need someone to be able to step up. But to me, over the course of the game, they got to do the hard things consistently. And we'll get into those hard things as the game goes along.
Entry pass, another turnover. Up ahead, Cleveland ahead of the pack for the slam.
And that's 3 turnovers in 2.5 minutes, and that cannot happen if Louisville's going to have a chance to win this game. Make simple plays, plain and simple. 50-50 decisions, can't make it. Make the right play, make the simple play.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes! Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
This is not just a refill. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
This is a Louisville team down to just 7 scholarship players, missing Trey White, who's out again with a groin injury. J.J. Traynor, a double-digit scorer, out for the season. They really never got Dennis Evans, who has been ruled medically ineligible to play at Louisville. He was the prize of the freshman class. It's been a challenge for the Cards just to field bodies this season, and 4 of their three turnovers on their first 4 possessions. The miss that time on possession number 5. And that time Miami gives it up.
You know, there's an art of an upset. There's certain things you have to do if you're going to pull off an upset, especially on the road. And first and foremost, you got to take care of the basketball. Secondly, you got to take the other team's best player out of the game. Thirdly, you got to rebound the ball in the defensive end. And then someone has got to step up and make plays. Maybe it's Hunter-Hatfield. Really good possession right there. Keeping the ball in the middle of the floor, which opens up the roll.
He was a non-factor the last couple of games after stringing together 3 straight double-doubles. Omier puts it on the floor. Jovanovic nearly knocked it away. Pack has the mismatch. Cleveland, so good with the mid-range. Omier can't get the offensive rebound. And here comes Clark. Sky Clark, the Illinois transfer. At 20 earlier this year against Kentucky. James from the outside. His second 3.
Back-to-back solid offensive possessions for Louisville. Good pace, read the defense, read advantage, disadvantage, get into your half-court offense, and then make the right decision.
Omier thought about the 3, puts it on the floor, and a blocking foul on James.
This is just really good basketball. Sky Clark, a little penetration. Mike James shot ready behind the basketball, late closeout, and Mike James knocks down that 3.
And then Mike James gets knocked down on the blocking foul, trying to defend Omier.
On 3 assists, good ball movement, good spacing, and when they take care of the basketball, they've gotten the shot they've wanted. And on the other end, defensively, they've been active and alert, done a pretty good job of being in the right spot defensively, taking driving lanes away from Miami and creating some turnovers.
The only issue early on for Louisville has been the turnovers. 3 Louisville turnovers, leading to 5 Miami points. Pack weaving inside, kicks to Popplar. Over Jovanovic, and Wooga Popplar has blossomed into a star in his junior season.
Every time a guy shoots it, you think it's going in. A 50% three-point shooter. You know he's a world-class athlete. What he's improved on is his footwork and his playmaking ability.
Knocked out of bounds, last touch Omier.
Watch us fight a little middle game, rhythm dribble, elevate, knock it down. Watch his balance right here. Eyes on the rim, get to a spot, elevate, knock down that jumper. Good job of attacking a matchup.
He's almost doubled his scoring from a season ago. James, a couple of 3s already, and he has his 3rd.
Mike James coming off a big-time game against Pitt the other day and seeing a very big basket.
James now 8 for his last 10 from 3. Cleveland put too much on it.
In Miami's losses, they've really struggled defending.
That's a 2, foot on the line, and James sizzling hot early on.
This is like deja vu for the problems. When the Canes struggle, they struggle on the defensive end, giving up 90 points a game in their losses, not running people off the three-point line, and not making the opponent feel them. Right now, Louisville does not feel that Miami defense whatsoever.
Popplar from the outside, where he's a 50% three-point shooter, and Jovanovic has the board.
Now you got to read advantage, disadvantage. Do we have an advantage? If not, let's try to make a play, but a simple play.
James was open. Pack pokes it away, goes behind the back. Joseph to the rim, blocked by James. Mike James is everywhere.
And that's an example of doing the hard things consistently. Changing ends of the floor, running it down, and getting a piece of that shot in transition.
That was a good-looking shot by Curtis Williams. It just didn't go. Louisville made the extra pass. Omier to Cleveland. He turns it over.
That was a really good job. Louisville worked on doubling the post big to big. And that double, even though it was soft, created a little bit of uncertainty from Omier.
Numbers for Miami, but Popplar, in his first game back from injury, turns it over.
Watch right there. There's the double. Watch Pack and watch the job of James. He doesn't quit on the play. He stays with the play. Doing the difficult things consistently. That's what it is all about for this Louisville team. Now, can they maintain that intensity of making the right play offensively and competing defensively?
Keyshawn George, the freshman that we highlighted in the open, into the game for the first time for Miami. George started the last 4 games with injuries to Popplar and to Nigel Pack.
Good execution right there. Really
James
good execution.
Knocks it down, boy. And Fuego, 14 points, 5 of 5 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3.
And a little misdirection play along the baseline. James doing a really good job of catching it, shot ready. Terrific pace to the Louisville offense when they take care of the ball. Look how the Louisville defense heels to the three-point line, more pack line defensive principles, keeping it in front, taking away driving lanes, creating turnovers.
Here's James already with 14, launches and hits. Oh, Mike James stole fire from Olympus. Popplar the other way, puts it in for 2. 16 points for Mike James, less than 8 minutes into this game.
16 of the 18 points, and really good job of Louisville finding him in transition, finding him along the baseline, finding him off penetration.
George, the theft, the patience, and 1.
And that's what Keyshawn George has. I talk about high basketball IQ. He's an experienced player who's a professional player overseas in France. Watch how he puts the defender on his hip. Puts him on his hip, rides him to the front of the rim. That way he can play through contact. That is a high IQ, veteran, mature, young 18-year-old that made that play.
George, a freshman from Switzerland. He has NBA scouts drooling over what he can be.
Reminds me a little bit of Jeremy Sohan, who played at Baylor. Same size, skill level, shoots it a little bit better than Sohan, not as strong physically, but a really talented young player.
George had been a perfect 10 for 10 at the free throw line prior to that miss.
Miami trying to extend their defense a little bit, right? Try to take Louisville out of any rhythm. Louisville doing a nice job of reading that role.
Hunter-Hatfield cannot hit. Now George, who was telling us about 3 years ago, he was about 5'11". He's now 6'8". Here comes Clark. And the drop-off is there. Curtis Williams.
Miami's really struggling right now. They're trying to get in the lane and get paint touches, but Louisville's playing in those defensive gaps. They're bringing the ball into the help defender. It's a quick pinch, kick it, make one more, and then attack the closeout.
A.J. Casey misfires. James entitled to a heat check or 2 here.
I like what Louisville's been doing in terms of reading advantage, disadvantage, then getting into their sets and trying to move the defense.
James on the drive, off balance, follows his miss, blocked at the rim. It comes to Pack. Pull up 3. Offensive rebound, Casey.
Cannot give up extra possessions.
Bensley Joseph from the outside, another one of those 40% three-point shooters for Miami.
You've got 5 of them, 4 of them on the floor at all times, but do the tough things consistently. You can't give up second shots because a second shot is a kick out, step in 3.
Clark on the drive, turns it over. Wide open George, it's good.
You know it's been impressive, great decision right there by Pat. Great job of George running the floor. Jim Larranaga's patience, letting his guys figure it out. They were down 8. He let the game come to him. He said, you know what, sometimes as a team, I trust you. You've got to go figure it out. They figured it out by getting some stops and making better decisions in transition.
Difference between a veteran team and a young team.
100%.
That one doesn't go for Williams. Casey clears.
Williams coming off a very good game the other night. 10 for 23. And there it is. And all of a sudden, posted early. Amir collects himself. And if I'm Kenny Payne, I might get a timeout right now. You got to find a way to play this game in 4-minute segments. Win the next 4-minute segment.
8-0 run for Miami. James again lets it go, and that is his first miss from 3. He had made his first 4 3-point field goals. James has 16 of the Louisville 20.
Good extra pass.
Pack lines it up, can't knock it down. Glenn, the freshman, with the board. Caleb Glenn and Curtis Williams, 2 freshmen on the floor for Louisville.
Caleb Glenn does all the little things. He's a tough, hard-playing player. He's got to play 4 and 5, a little undersized, but a guy that plays with a sense of purpose. Williams is a big-time shot maker. Not sure that's a shot that Coach Payne would like.
Yeah, Kenny Payne told us when he plays and shoots within the flow of the offense, he's a really good player. Sometimes, as a young player, he'll force it like he did there. Joseph spots up. Casey tracks it down. Another second chance.
Second shots and turnovers. You cannot give them up. Can't give a team as good as Miami extra possessions.
Offensive foul on O'Meara, who can't believe it.
Miami, good ball movement, good space, and make the extra pass. Bensley Joseph knocks down that 3. And then in transition, Keyshawn George. Do the tough things consistently, Louisville. You got to get matched up in defensive transition. George knocks down the big 3.
You ready? This wasn't no bear. It was like a bear squatch.
Dad, what's a bear squatch?
It's a cross between a bear and a sass. It's made up. He's usually sleeping.
He'll never sleep again.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Nah, that one gets an extra day.
Like having an extra day grace period? You can with Wells Fargo.
I've got something you want.
What? What is it?
All the best movies
And television shows.
Characters.
And stories.
They're great by themselves. But you know what?
Together, they're much better.
Hulu
Everyone, hang on!
and Disney Plus.
This is our home!
Better together. For one low price. With the Disney Bundle.
Kenny Payne in his second season as Louisville's head coach, he told us at shoot-around what he told his team. He said, I go into every game believing we can win. He told his players, you have to believe.
100%. And if you think about Kenny Payne's journey as a player, as an NBA player, working with Denny Crum, working with Dana Altman, working with John Calipari, he's had nothing but success. getting this opportunity, obviously working with Coach Thibodeau with the Knicks. Now getting this opportunity at Louisville, this is a very tough business. These sophomores have got to step up. They've got 18 games left in this season. All right, they've got sophomores and they got freshmen and one junior. Those sophomores, those freshmen, and that one junior, these next 18 games, they've got to show improvement. Maybe not win every game, but they've got to win games and they've got to show improvement. That's just the expectation of what is Louisville basketball. If these guys are the foundation and they can go to the portal to build from here, they've got to show that this foundation is solid enough to go to the next level a year from now.
Yeah,
so the next 18 games, they're going to have to play well and prove it by their play, by the way they carry themselves, how hard they compete, and they've got to show improvement game to game.
A shot clock, inside 5. Popplar from the corner knocks it down.
Last year I did the Miami-Wake Forest game. Miami wins the game, close game. Wooga had a really nice game. Game's over, and Eric Brown, one of the former UM players when I was an assistant coach here, was at the game. So I'm sitting in the stands visiting with him. Out comes Wooga Popplar for 45 minutes, lathered up, just getting shots up. His work ethic is insatiable. His commitment to getting better is unbelievable.
Seth, you were telling me today you wanted to hit the treadmill for 45 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Cut the time to 30. Then you no-showed to the hotel gym. Meanwhile, Jim Larranaga is telling us Wooga Popplar is running the steps of the Watsco Center. They have to tell him to practice less. They have to tell him to work out less.
But look at that spot up. You see, Wooga, because of the steps, he was in good shape. I walked over here to the Watsco Center.
Well, you had the cheesesteak, that's why.
At Domino's, we know life doesn't always...
Across the board, it really started toward the back end of last year. You look at his year-by-year progression. This is a poster child for player development, staying at one program. A lot of times a guy doesn't play much as a freshman. He goes to another school. Wooga Popplar would have had that option. He stayed. He stuck it out. He got better. He's now thriving in this system.
He continued to work. Instead of complaining, he continued to work. I was saying your investment equals your expectation. He invested in himself. He bet on himself by getting in the gym, putting in the extra work, and each and every year he's gotten better. Another turnover, driving the ball in the gaps. All these turnovers are the same. Come to a jump stop, make a play.
And we're going to get a foul. It's going to be on Louisville. It's George picking up his first.
Every single one of these Miami turners are the same thing right here. Good little Euro step right there.
$17 points for James. We remind you, Saturday, triple header here on ACCN. Boston College going to number 21, Clemson. Tigers been rolling this season. Georgia Tech beat Duke in Atlanta earlier this year. Now you got to do it at Cameron Indoor.
And Duke's playing as well as they've played all season long. When Tyrese Proctor went out, similar to when Wooga Popplar went out, all of a sudden other guys stepped up. Mark Mitchell playing with strength, running the floor, getting to the offensive glass, driving the basketball, being an elite defender. And then Jared McCain, over the last 7 games, almost 19 points a game, almost 50 from the three. The freshman's been absolutely spectacular.
Pack with the shot clock winding down, smooth.
Johnson comes in. You know if you're guarding Pack, you've got to run him off the three-point line. You've got to arrive on the catch with your hands above the ball and make him put it on the ground.
Clark tried to navigate a triple team, turns it over. Here comes George. And Cleveland stepped out of bounds.
Really nice job right here. Nigel Pack, you're guarding Nigel Pack. You can't close out short. You got to close out long. Hands above the ball. Make him put it down where you've got help. Every time they've forced a drive, they've been in gaps. But if you close out short, you're going to give up wide open threes. And that last transition, even though Cleveland stepped out, that time it was Keyshawn George pushing the break. It could be Matthew Cleveland. It could be Wooga Popplar. It could be Nigel Pack. And that's what makes Miami so difficult to defend in transition where they score 21 points a game.
Jim Larranaga said even Norchad O'Meara has the green light. Clark on the baseline drive. Joseph, a terrific defender. James gets tied up by Pack, and he traveled. 9 turnovers for Louisville. Miami's got 8.
James, 16 points in the first 7 minutes. With 5 minutes left, he's only got another free throw since then. He's got to catch that, be patient. He's got a matchup advantage. Catch it, collect yourself, be patient, read the defense, quick jump hook, use your size and strength. That's better defense right there by Johnson.
Lob inside, O'Meara.
3-point opportunity.
And he stepped out of bounds. Both teams have turned it over a combined 18 times already.
You know, Jim Larranaga, we asked him what his team needs to be good at. He said defend, rebound, and take care of the basketball. And I said, well, you only turn it over about 17% of your possessions, Coach. And he said, yeah, but that's about 175th. That's in the bottom half almost on all of college basketball. That's not who we aspire to be.
Meanwhile, Curtis Williams left all alone. And it's 28-26. Louisville 5 of 8 from three-point range. Came into the game shooting below 30% from 3 as a team.
Williams coming off the last 4 games, averaging 11.5 points a game.
Pack's got 2 triples. Back iron. Huntley-Hatfield wins the battle for the board.
Clark's been very patient, letting the game come to him. This is a nice post.
Help coming from the backside from Joseph. Williams left alone. And he thought about it too long, missed the 3.
And Cleveland rebounds it, pushes the ball in transition, and they get right into offense.
Popplar gets free. And Woga Popplar with his second 3. He's got 10.
That dude's a world-class jump shooter. Plain and simple, he is a world-class jump shooter. And the effort defensively, you know he's going to come off that screen. You got to be above and catch it. And you got to defend him right at the level of the screen.
Tyler Johnson, the freshman, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Watch Ruger coming off of this ball screen right here. If you're defending Ruger off the ball screen, the defender defending the screen has got to be up. All right, you got to be up and force the ball back. You can't level that screen off. You can't be in drop coverage. A little quick step back. Ruger's going to knock down that 3. Trap him, get the ball out of his hands. Make someone else shoot the ball and make a play.
An Elite 8 run. Those are the 2 deepest postseason runs in school history for the Canes.
And back-to-back years, no one else in college basketball went to an Elite 8 and a Final 4 over the last 2 years. And Jim Larranaga is a master coach. He's a master program builder. And what he's been able to do here in Miami, as you see this banner hopefully up above, taking Miami to the Final 4. I was here in 83, 84 as an assistant coach when they brought basketball back to the University of Miami. We didn't have a basketball. We didn't have stationary. We practiced outside. We didn't have any players.
You didn't have stationary?
We didn't have anything. We couldn't write a letter to a recruit.
What did you use, a legal pad?
Just a piece of paper. Sent him a note. Got out and tried to find some dudes. We ended up finding Eric Brown, who ended up in the Hall of Fame. But what Jim Larranaga's been able to do, taking the resources of this community and then his ability to coach, his agility to basically mold his system to his personnel, it's been absolutely phenomenal. The guy belongs in the Naismith Hall of Fame.
I'm still amazed. So you were sending, what, brown paper packages?
No, if we did, we would have better players, because most of the people back then that said brown paper packages had a lot of cash inside them. But Bill Foster, who was the first head coach bringing basketball back, was a master program builder. He did it at Charlotte, which is now Charlotte, UNC Charlotte, and he did it here at Miami.
Tyler Johnson, nice step back, gets free and hits. He's a guy, he can be turnover prone at times, but you see the upside.
Yeah, and under control. Make simple plays, hit singles, drive a gap, be on balance, create separation, jump up and knock it down.
How about O'Meara to the left hand?
And that's where he's developed. I mean, his ability to catch it, face, rip it, and go, shooting some threes, runs the floor.
Johnson's 3 rims out, Joseph the rebound.
See, you can get that shot anytime you want it. All right, his job is to run his team and play off others.
Swatted by Huntley-Hatfield. Here comes Clark. The Illinois transfer pushing. They got a trailer. Huntley-Hatfield for 3, and it's good. He was 1 for 7 from 3 this season prior to that.
Oh, now he's 2 for 8. Mathematician.
Hey, look at
I
you.
didn't use an abacus for that either. They flatten the defense. Everyone gets level of the ball. On ball reversal, the defense is inside out. Nice job of Hatfield knocking down that 3. On balance.
Pack's got a couple of threes.
Good step out on that ball screen.
Popplar open, and it rims out. Louisville can tie with a 3. Here's Williams. Louisville now 6 of 12 from deep. Cleveland pushing. And just runs right past Johnson.
There's a perfect example. Cleveland comes with the rebound, and now all of a sudden he's initiating your fast break. Louisville, you got to stop the basketball, get the ball under control, make him fan that ball out, and then you can set your defense inside out.
Cleveland to the Florida State transfer. He was the Noles' leading scorer last year. Down low, Hunter-Hatfield missed the bunny. Here comes Cleveland again, initiating the break. Almost a turnover. Popplar, catch and release. Got it.
Make plays for each other. Make the next pass. One more. All the things you hear coaches say, that's exactly what Miami did in our possession. Drove it, flattened the defense, got it reversed, made one more. All right, that's the one more to get you the open shot.
Clark, and comes back to Johnson, and he hits. Now, to your point, Seth, why is Miami so good on offense? If you watch, it's the amount of great shots they get.
Look, your spacing's created by your shot making, and really good job defensively. A little loose with the ball.
Johnson over O'Meara, and Louisville with the hustle play. Miami can hold for 1.
Johnson giving him good solid minutes right there. Jim Larranaga gets the timeout. He'll try to get basically the last shot of the half.
We'll take 1, 2. Miami up by 4. 25 seconds to go in the half.
At Domino's, we know life doesn't always go as planned, which is why we're giving you a free pizza.
Joy.
Thanks. An emergency pizza to use when you need it most.
Here you go.
Thank you.
No matter the reason, Domino's has you covered.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Get your emergency pizza to use in the future when you order Domino's online.
Both teams have shot it well in this first half. Anish Shroff, Seth Greenberg. Louisville 6 of 12 from 3, 48% from the field. Miami 55% from the field. You get the sense both coaches will preach ball security, though, at halftime.
Yeah, making decisions. I mean, Miami's taking it too deep, right? They're dribbling the ball in the gaps where the help defense is there, and they're turning it over. On the other end, it's really just advantage, disadvantage. Just making simple plays for Louisville. Special situations. Shot clock's off. First play of the game. First play of the half. Short clock situations. Underneath out of bounds. Side out of bounds. All right, Jim Larranaga does a great job, and they did a great job today working on these short clock situations. They had a foul to give. Great job right there by Louisville. Good recognition by Coach Payne.
It's 2 on Jovanovic. And Louisville still has one more to give.
I would not be surprised. We saw a play. Watch the curl. Watch on this play. All right, I want you to watch Bensley Joseph, number 4. He's going to curl, and then Pack's going to curl. Here comes the curl.
Pack falling away. Cleveland beat the buzzer. It doesn't go. And that takes us to halftime. Miami, that final. Yeah, and this is a very good three-point shooting team. Second in the country behind only Baylor. Sky Clark with a 3, and that's probably not the shot that you want right off the whistle to start the second half. O'Meara down low, and the rebound comes to Mike James.
Good job, Hunter-Hatfield, getting back and contesting that shot at the rim. Bad defensive transition, no communication.
Clark missing the open 3 that time. He's now 0 for 4. Popplar through traffic. Cleveland the putback, Matthew Cleveland, 9.6 rebounds already.
Do the hard things consistently. Get back. All right, get back into play. That's a second chance opportunity off a transition. Popplar really fighting with James now, trying to get him off his spot. James trying to get posted up and isolated on the block.
Clark on the drive, and he finally gets this one to go. His first field goal.
Nice job of Sky Clark. They had a double gap. He got in that lane, kept his chin on the rim. Good finish, good spacing, good offensive possession.
O'Meara posting up Huntley-Hatfield. The running hook.
Huntley-Hatfield's getting O'Meara a step off the block. We get him a step off the block. Now all of a sudden, a little bit more difficult for him to shoot that jump up.
R.C. Miller, number 15 for Louisville, started the game. A walk-on, making his first start of the season. He's the son of Master P, the rapper. Huntley-Hatfield went right around O'Meara.
Great job. No double by Miami. They're doing a good job, Louisville, getting Huntley-Hatfield posted up on that right block. And notice his patience right there. Get to the little jump hook on the left hand.
Popplar blocked by Huntley-Hatfield. And Louisville can tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3. And Huntley-Hatfield ties this game at 43. He's got 11.
Great start for Louisville right there. Getting stops, getting out in transition, connected defensively, active defensively, coming up with stop after stop right now. Great cut.
O'Meara looking for Joseph and a foul.
Sharing the basketball, making the simple play, getting to the next play. That's what Louisville's done a nice job of to start this second half.
Curtis Williams into the game for R.C. Miller. Popplar against his former teammate Jovanovic. And Popplar on the follow, can't get it. And now Louisville another chance here to take the lead. 6-0 run by the Cards. Jovanovic inside, too much.
Great look. Got to finish that.
Cleveland, the hammer.
Every time Cleveland gets a defensive rebound, he's a human fast break. Takes it, attacks, you got to stop the basketball. First rule of defensive transition, stop the ball, build the wall, and then defend inside out.
James, there's the turnover. Numbers for Miami. Cleveland again, and one.
Opportunistic, watch right here, Matthew Cleveland. Attacking, baseline to baseline, get the ball under control, corral the basketball. Notice his chin on the rim, that's a little bit of a high percentage shot. Great job of Cleveland attacking in transition. Keep an eye on Nigel Pack. He slipped at the three-point line a second ago, and he got up very carefully.
And he is grimacing in obvious pain. And he's going to come to the bench as Keyshawn George, the freshman, comes in. Remember, Pack was battling an ankle injury. Tweaked it against Wake Forest over the weekend as well.
He got his foot, you can see that again, he got his foot caught on the back of the shoe of Huntley-Hatfield.
He did not practice Monday. And there was some question if he would go today, but went through shoot-around today, practice yesterday with no issue.
One thing Miami has done, every time Louisville's made a run, they have responded. Good ball movement right here. Good recovery right there by Miami. This is why I like George. He gives him another perimeter defender with size.
And that one hits the rim. Here comes George. Again, Miami looking to run. Cleveland through the defense, draws the foul.
I'm really big on Keyshawn George for a number of reasons. High basketball IQ, but watch him sit in a stance. Keep the ball in front, move his feet. That's 6'8". Pressure the basketball, good hand pressure. Take away penetration, don't need any help. That's what he adds to this Miami team. 6'8", multi-positional player who can defend the basketball and gives him some perimeter size that can guard the ball and contest shots.
ACC women's basketball, that is tomorrow, a doubleheader. Louisville at Pitt, and then Miami taking on number 11 Virginia Tech, a chance to see the great Elizabeth Kitley.
And they came off a huge win against NC State at home. You don't just roll into Castle Coliseum and get an easy W, I can tell you that much. Speaking from experience.
How far back do we want to go?
Not that far.
Payne's on a 6-0 run after Louisville tied the game.
You know, the one thing that happened today that's been amazing, you know, I learned a lot about people today. I mean, I didn't realize that I was working with Al. I mean, as we were talking yesterday, we poured in our notes. You were at Starbucks, and the guy asked you who the Starbucks coffee was for, and you said Al. And I said, who's Al? And you said?
You can call me Al, in the words of Paul Simon and Ring Gardner. But here's the deal. It saves a lot of headache on the back end. If I give them a niche, you should only see what the cup says.
That's 3 consecutive baskets in transition. Floor balance, shot selection, your defensive transitions connected to your taking care of the basketball and your shot selection. But you must have floor balance. Kenny Payne talked to us about that today.
Mike James to the free throw line. Popplar the foul. Matthew Cleveland.
The man's a human fast break. Just takes it, attacks it, gets to the rim. You got to stop the basketball. First rule of transition defense. The tradition of Louisville basketball is as rich as almost any in college basketball history.
In the 80s, when they won 2 championships, they were pretty much a perennial national championship contender. And his program, when you think of Denny Crum and Rick Pitino to follow, I mean, for what, a generation plus, you had as much coaching stability as anybody, and then it's been constant turnover. That's been the challenge for Kenny Payne, where you're trying to resuscitate and rebuild a program that's had to deal with scandal and leadership change, and it's been constant.
And a great ownership. Like, you speak to Donovan Mitchell, you see Peyton Seaver, who's there for the TVP, you see Russ Smith. There's tremendous ownership from those former players.
Bensley Joseph from the outside. Miami has made its last 4 from the field, and they extend into a 9-point lead. That's their largest of the game.
Here's the challenge right now for Louisville. Do the tough things consistently. Getting to the second half, they've given up 9 points in defensive transition. Good job of getting the ball inside, coming out of the timeout. That's doing the hard things consistently. When you get punched in the face, how will you respond? You respond by sitting in the stance, getting stops, getting rebounds, being tough defensively, and then competing and getting the shot you want offensively. That's what I'm looking for in the next 14 minutes from Louisville.
Jovanovic picks up his 3rd.
A little ball screen, and watch, great job of Hunter-Hatfield searching, posting, targeting, and finishing. 18 games to show improvement, 18 games to show player development. All those things are imperative in terms of this freshman, sophomore class, and then Hunter-Hatfield.
Well, that time defensively, they lost Matthew Cleveland. Clark driving through the defense. Williams catch and shoot. He hits the 3.
And that's excellent offense. Baseline drive, you've got baseline drift, but Williams getting into the window. The window's the area, all right, to create space in vision of the passer.
George off the feed from Joseph, and Jovanovic couldn't control the rebound. Now, you mentioned these tipping points. Kenny Payne talked to us about them. There have been times this season Louisville's in a game. Things maybe go a little off kilter, and then all of a sudden the game gets off track. You saw Miami extend to 9. Louisville finds an answer with Curtis Williams.
And right now Louisville's playing 4-minute games. They got to win the next 4-minute game. And that means they've got to be really solid defensively. Miami, watch Nigel Pack, 24, coming off a screen right here. Boom, little screen to screener. Here he comes.
Pack back into the game. Baseline jumper, left it short. Another offensive rebound. Joseph, a long 3. And a rebound to Williams. Kenny Payne employing his team to run.
Simple plays now.
And a blocking foul called on Bensley Joseph, his first.
You know what you can see right now? You can see some confidence growing in this Louisville team. Now, I'm seeing Curtis Williams a little fist pump. I'm seeing guys now they're energy givers to each other.
Pardon me, second foul on Joseph. Third, a team foul on Miami.
Jim Larranaga going to use this minute and 35 to give North Chatham-Mere a little blow, get into that 12-minute timeout, and then try to bring him back. Only 2 fouls, in good shape. Casey, a very good rebounder, has done a really good job rebounding the ball. Doesn't give him that offensive punch that obviously O'Meara gives him.
So if you're Louisville, are you going to Hunter-Hatfield here?
Yes, without a doubt. Here's a rescreen and a post.
It'll stay with Louisville.
Coach Payne, he said, after you set that screen, shape it. You got to come to the basketball. You can't fade. Don't get pushed off it. Right there. There it is.
They get it into the big guy.
That's the patience.
Puts it on the floor. And a foul before the shot.
And that's Kenny Payne seeing a matchup, saying, coming out of this underneath out of bounds play, I've got a matchup I like. And you see what he's saying to Hunter, you have to catch it, watch it, faces, rips, puts it on the floor.
And drew the foul on Casey. They try to go right back to their big guy. It's stolen away. Bensley Joseph, fourth in the ACC in steals. Casey at the other end with 2 free throws coming.
Louisville's done a better job of taking care of the basketball since those first 10 minutes, but you got to fake a pass to make a pass. No, the passer is the eyes of the receiver, but right there, you've got to move the defense with your eyes. He telegraphed that pass by looking exactly where he was trying to make a pass. Ball fake away from it, bring the ball back, and then post it.
And Louisville has done a better job of taking care of the ball. 7 turnovers in the first 10 minutes of the game. That was just the 4th since. Casey entered the game 7 for 11 from the line on the season.
One of the hard things for Louisville right now, you can't give up transition buckets. You can't give up second shots. You can't give packed wide open threes. And then offensively, you must dictate the shot that you want from who you want it from.
Tyler Johnson, 4 in red, gave Louisville some good minutes off the bench in the first half. He had 8 points.
He's got to, you see on the right-hand side of your screen, Hatfield's got to work harder to hold that seal.
Johnson gets the screen from the elbow. And the rebound to George.
This is where he's really good. 6'8". See, his size, he can see over defenses so easily.
He can play 4 positions. He can defend 4 positions. How much is Pack favoring that ankle? Cleveland. Battle for the board, won by James.
Great defensive possession by Louisville, keeping everything in front, no dribble penetration, kept the ball on the perimeter and forced a contested shot.
James on the dribble drive. Blocked by Cleveland. Cleveland triggering the break.
One-man fast break. Good
Pack,
patience.
the trailer. Rebound Clark. Williams, the corner 3. Too strong.
Good decision right there.
Casey has George wide open. Puts it on the floor. The extra pass. Louisville recovers. And Joseph walked. Immediate timeout with 11:51 to go in the second half. Cardinals showing
that so dangerous in transition, especially off a defensive rebound. And then he is a consistent offensive rebounder. Gets to the glass, but if he has an angle, he will put it on your head.
It's incredible, isn't it? You lose Isaiah Wong, the ACC Player of the Year. You lose Jordan Miller, who was a Swiss Army knife for Miami last year. And offensively, there has been little to no drop-off.
Matthew Cleveland is kind of like Jordan Miller 1.0. He's not the multi-positional defender, not as sneaky around the basket in terms of like maybe he's back to the basket getting angles. But man, is he a good player. 3-level scorer, runs the floor, and his ability to put it down and be explosive in transition. Kenny Payne trying to get that thing inside again, making Lemire defend. Good job of getting him off the block. He can't turn this over now. Good pass.
Great position by Hunter-Hatfield. He's got 15. Remember, he didn't play all that well against Pittsburgh, only had 3 points. And Kenny Payne said after the game, that's not acceptable. They need more from their big guy.
And great patience by Johnson. Instead of trying to hit a home run, pivots, patience, lets Hatfield reestablish in the paint, catch and finish. Really important right now. Louisville, 2 stops in a row. They got to get 2 stops in a row.
Bigger lineup for Miami with Casey and O'Meara out there, along with George. And another rebound by Huntley-Hatfield.
And that's 1. This ball is going inside. Watch on the right-hand side of the screen. There'll either be a cross screen or a post isolation. Here it comes, middle ball screen to get him posted up. Got him.
Here's James, and he is fouled. He still doesn't have a field goal since the opening 7:15. Casey picks up the foul.
But I like him aggressively coming up that pin down and curling it to try to get in the lane.
Now Mike James got off to a blistering start. 16 points in the first 7 minutes plus. 19 for the game. Non-shooting foul, so they will inbound from underneath.
It's Miami's 5th foul. Both teams have 5 fouls. Both teams have 3 timeouts left.
George staying with Williams. Now the freshman Glenn over Cleveland. Got the soft bounce.
I like Glenn. He knows exactly who he is. Not going to try to do things he can't do. He plays hard. He's going to defend. He can rebound the basketball, and he can catch it in the paint. And you can't let him catch it that deep. Really good job.
Timeout by Jim Larranaga. Look at the upcoming schedule for Louisville. Boy, it does not get easy. They get Miami tonight, a team that's off a Final Four, and then NC State, UNC. Wake Forest looks like a Sweet 16 team before top 15 Duke comes to the Yum Center.
And all different styles of basketball right there. Obviously, the Pack want to get up and down. Armando Bacot played his best game of the year the other day against P.J. Hall. Duke, with their injury, Tyrese Proctor is playing their best basketball, developing their bench. This is an absolute huge next 4 minutes for this Louisville basketball team. With that schedule ahead, can you win the next 4 minutes?
That's a Louisville team that has not won a road game in more than 2 years. Good look there by Popplar. It doesn't go, and Louisville can tie with a 3. Down court, comes back out. Williams for the tie, and Louisville pulls even. George the other way. They were sleeping, and Miami caught them.
What a great play for Louisville in transition. Huntley-Hatfield with a terrific poise to make that play. Williams a big time check. Can't get sped up right now. Can't turn it over. Got to have floor balance. You can't give up second shots. You got to keep the game in front and get the shot you want. There you go.
Huntley-Hatfield strong inside.
Really good ball movement right now.
Miami has not had much success inside in the half-court sets. They'll try it here.
Here's the double.
O'Meara slips through the defense and draws the foul. They have made him work today.
What they're doing is they're coming with a big-to-big double. What that means is ball goes inside. The other biggest player is going to come and double, and on the weak side, they're going to get a tight eye and force any pass out. You can't let that double be split. They're getting the ball out of Norchard O'Meara's hands, forcing him to kick it out, and then they can close to the shooters. And Miami has not shot the ball great from the three-point line. Big picture on those inside-out doubles.
Yeah, it's the second best three-point shooting team in the country, just 9 of 25 today. It's one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country, and just 4 of 9 today at the stripe.
You know, O'Meara's really struggling right now. He's finally made a free throw. That's 1 for 4, if I'm not mistaken.
And Miami as a team came into the game better than 80% at the line.
Now for Miami, you've got to bow your neck. Everyone says, you know, in games you've struggled, you haven't been able to get stops. You've given up 90 points a game in your losses.
James is fouled.
So what do you got to do, Miami? Miami's got to get rid of that reputation of not being able to get stops. It starts with pressure on the ball. It stops with making your opponent feel you, and it starts with rebounding misses. Undersized up front, that is an issue. So you got to pressure the ball. The best way, ball pressure buys time in defending the post. If you don't pressure the basketball, now you can sight the post and feed the post.
James has 19. They get it inside to Huntley-Hatfield, working on Omier. Dips under and able to draw the foul, and Louisville with a chance for its first lead of the game since midway through the first half.
Watch how patient Huntley-Hatfield is. No double. To me, I'm surprised that Jim Larranaga, he can run a double because this is not a great three-point shooting team, this Louisville team. Instead of playing one-on-one in the block, Hatfield taller, patient, has a really good jump hook. Get the ball out of his hands. Run a second defender at him, zone up on the backside, make him a passer.
Tied at 60, and we are super excited about gymnastics on ACC Network Friday and Saturday night at 9 Eastern, all part of 3 quad meets, as Huntley-Hatfield gives Louisville its first lead since about the 11-minute mark of the opening half.
And Louisville giving a little bit of a different look right here. We're going to go a little, we get matched up out of this. Go match it. Still 2-2-1 pressure. Denny Crum style. Back to man-to-man.
Joseph using the shot fake. It comes to Cleveland. Nope. 3 is not there. Offensive rebound, Omier. Foul on the floor. On the board, they get the freshman Glenn.
Must finish possessions. Shot goes up. You cannot follow the flight of the ball. Shot goes up, find your man, cut him out, then go rebound the basketball.
Both teams are in the bonus, so a 1-and-1 for Norchad Omier, a native of Nicaragua. And he gets the front end. Last 3 seasons, Omier has averaged a double-double. Did it twice at Arkansas State, once at Miami. If he does it again this year, he's the first player since 2019, Eastern Washington's James Robinson IV, who averaged a double-double in 4 consecutive years.
They're going to look to post this thing.
James strong to the 10. Got it. Louisville by 2. The steal by Clark.
Good extra pass.
Clark hits the 3. Kenny Payne pumps his fist. Louisville by 5.
Jim Larranaga's going to let him play. A lot of trust in your team. You got the 8-minute timeout coming up and the next dead ball. You must have a good possession right now if you're Miami.
George cannot answer. And the rebound corralled by Louisville.
That was a settle right there. In the half court, Miami has gotten stuck the last few possessions. Louisville doing a good job of keeping the ball in front. Heels to the 3-point line.
You can feel the pendulum swing. Here's Clark. That doesn't go. Omier is there.
I'm Miami. I'm trying to play ahead of the defense.
Miami's missed 9 of its 10, last 10 from the field.
And a lot of that has to do with Louisville's defense. Very slow getting into their offense right now, Miami. Nice turn.
Popplar able to sell the foul.
Louisville making the right plays, making the hard plays, being consistent in their effort. Really good job. Hard curl, good left-handed finish, and then Sky Clark steals the inbounds pass, relocates, and knocks down the 3. Good decisions, good.
Miami has been almost invincible at home the last few seasons. Louisville has lost 22 straight true road games. And yet the Cardinals with a 5-point lead. Less than 7 minutes to go in East Schroff, Seth Greenberg. All right, let's start with Louisville. What's the key for the Cardinals to take this home?
Continue to take care of the basketball. They only have 2 turnovers in the second half. No turnovers for touchdowns. Set your defense, keep Miami in front, limit them to 1 shot. Right now, Miami's 1 for their last 10. And then offensively, punch that thing inside. You're in the bonus. Play through the post. In transition, read advantage, disadvantage. If you don't have numbers, run offense, get the shot you want. Don't let Miami dictate the shot you want.
And if you're Miami, what do you want to do here?
You got a veteran team. You got poise. You got 7 minutes left in this game. You know, it's a 3-point game. Right now, commit yourself on the defensive end. You got to get multiple stops. You get multiple stops, try to play ahead of the defense. And then the half court, you got to run your offense with better pace. Right now, Miami's offense is not with very good pace.
Nigel Pack back in the game.
Here's the run.
He was favoring that ankle early. Popplar rattles in the 3, and we're tied.
And as we said, you got to stop, get out of transition, play ahead of the defense. Now Louisville, do the hard things consistently. Don't get pushed out, get the shot you want. Miami, sit in the stance, push them out, disrupt a little bit of this rhythm, and rebound the basketball.
Curtis Williams lets it fly. Cleveland, he's been a one-man fast break. Extra pass, Pack sets. And the rebound to Hunter-Hatfield, who saves it from going out of bounds.
You mentioned something a second. Nigel Pack, you didn't catch that clean. Your shot making starts with your feet. And he was not behind the ball, and he was not on bounds. This thing's got to go inside.
You watching? He is not moving like himself.
I don't understand why they are not doubling the post.
And Hunter-Hatfield continues to eat. He's got 21.
He's patient. He's getting 2 feet into the paint. He's reading the defense. You've got to get the ball out of his hands.
He was not much of a factor offensively the last 2 games, but did have 3 straight double-doubles prior. Bensley Joseph can't hit. And now Louisville will slow things down.
I love what Louisville's doing. No advantage, get the shot you want, run a set, run it with pace, execute.
Clark down the lane. Here's James, contested 3, it's good.
Really good extra pass.
Straight game with 5 threes for James.
Half-court execution, really solid for this Louisville team.
24 points for Mike James. Now Pack gives it up to Popplar. Baseline. In and out.
No rush. Kenny Payne really doing a good job orchestrating this game. You got to go into bounds.
Hunter-Hatfield's going to go at O'Meara. The double doesn't come. Now he picks up the dribble. Shot clock at 3. Clark down the lane, the runner. Tipped up to O'Meara.
I am really surprised Miami's not trying to do something where they can't.
Cleveland splashes the 3.
2-point game with 4 minutes to go. This crowd has finally gotten into it. Bensley Joseph, defend without fouling. Fouling negates hustle. You got to be disciplined defensively, offensively. You got to get the shot you want. I'd go.
They keep going to Hunter-Hatfield. He's been battling with O'Meara. Popplar the other way. The lob, Cleveland! Thunder coming down the tracks.
Getting a stop, playing ahead of the defense. Louisville sets their defense. They're fine. I'd get a timeout right now. And I would challenge my team and say, we got a 3-minute game right here. Great timeout by Kenny Payne. Matthew Cleveland's been absolutely terrific in this basketball game. Good kick out, shot ready, show your hands. It starts with your feet, then behind the ball, and then running the floor. Defensive transition. You get a stop, you can play ahead of the defense. We got a 3-minute game. Louisville, they're going inside this next possession.
I walk the walk, yeah. I talk the talk. I play the part, right? I do it all. Set it. I got the game, and this world is my legacy. Bling bling, my chain, I reign with my energy.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN.
NBA Wednesday on ABC.
Added up shooting threes and I slam on battle. Woo!
NBA Wednesday on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
We have breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes.
What a catch! Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching. Oh, I'm watching. You might be
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me do this.
I'm here courtside. Watch this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Watch this.
Watch me do this.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Ready for the NFL playoffs?
I was born ready.
Dramatic entrances? Check. Team of destiny?
Check.
Nightmare matchups? Check. All the heart-pumping playoff action of your dreams? Check, please.
I'm not sure many expected this game to be this close, this late. Here we are, Louisville looking to snap a 22-game road win streak. Miami has won 25 of its last 26 on its home floor. And Ish Schropp, the coach, Seth Greenberg, tied with a little more than 3 to go.
And Nigel Pack's back in this game. I would not be surprised if Kenny Payne tries to do some type of dribble handoff with Pack and Huntley-Hatfield or some type of ball screen. So you attack Pack playing on a bum ankle, but you get Huntley-Hatfield down into the block. And I expect Miami to do somehow, some way, double the post on the bounce. Not on the catch, but on the bounce. I wouldn't go on Bensley Joseph. He's their best, and here comes. That's a walk. Here's the
inside, it's tipped away. Glenn cannot finish. Pack the rebound.
Little misdirection to get posted up. Hatfield posted up on that left block. Little spin action. Back screen for it. Oh, man, they had him.
Popplar using the shot fake. Down the lane, off the window. Cannot finish.
Good job. That was a ball screen, back screen for a lob, and then creating a matchup problem. Good drive by Luga.
James turbines in and draws the foul.
Getting the ball to James in the middle of the floor where he has space. Really good job, really good execution. Watch, you get him to him in the middle of the floor. No help. Pack staying home on the shooter. Williams in the corner, which gives James a chance to make a play.
3 fouls on Popplar.
A lot at stake right here. This is what you call a program win opportunity for Louisville.
It's a 2-shot foul. And James with that basket ties his career high of 25 points. Set that in the season opener. A new career high, 26 for James. Louisville by 2.
Talk about special situations, time and score, late clock plays. Let's see what they dial up.
Pack puts it up from deep. Came up short. Offensive rebound to Joseph. Moving, standing around. Joseph now. His 3 not there. A lot of red jerseys. And a rebound to Clark.
And I would say why? Why? You didn't move the ball, you didn't move people, right? Basically, both of those possessions were settled threes.
Cleveland nearly stole
Discipline
away.
defensively for Miami right now. Keep it in the front, defend without fouling. For Louisville, dictate the shot, play downhill.
Shot clock in single digits. Clark, tough basket inside.
Great job. Don't settle. Make the official make a call, play downhill.
Cleveland, the long two. O'Meara grabs the offensive rebound, and we're going to get a foul against Louisville. They get Glenn. It's the freshman's second. Bring a bonus. O'Meara today just 3 of 6 from the free throw line. On the season, 87%, a career best.
The length of Hunter-Hatfield has bothered O'Meara.
And he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Miami as a team, 8 of 15 from the stripe. And a 10-second violation. A.J. Desai making the call. Now, I think the officials may talk about it.
Wait a second. The clock was set at 28. Run that back again. We can go. If we can run that back, that missed free throw. There was 28 seconds left on the clock. This is not a 10-second violation. All right, so it's started. But watch what happens when the ball crosses half court. See.
I got to get it up across before.
Man, that is really close.
Wow, that is awfully close.
And if we can run that back one more time.
Officials at the monitor.
It almost seemed like the clock started before the ball was touched by the rebound. If you can show that one more time. Ball shot. Nope.
Possession is established.
Possession is established. Let's freeze it right at 19. Stop it. It's at 20. And that's it. Now, you know what? It's going to be Miami ball. That's pretty good officiating, because I'll tell you, and
it didn't seem like it was exceptionally long. It kind of caught us by surprise as well.
No doubt about it. Good team officiating, good use of the clock. Now for Miami, you got plenty of time. You're going to go. You're getting 2 for 1. You got to make sure right now you get the shot you want. You do not need a 3. I think they'll go fairly quick. There's the lob.
Both feet inside to Popplar. It's tipped away. Louisville's got it. It's a 2-possession game. And now Joseph commits the foul against Clark.
You got it.
Now we've had some clock issues again.
About 2 seconds went off on the clock. That's a special situation played at Miami. We can see that again. That little curl, but if you're going to run the curl for Popplar, that thing's got to be at the rim. Watch on the right-hand side of your screen right here. Oh, here's the foul. You'll see the clock continue to run. About 2.5 seconds.
So Bensley Joseph picks up his 3rd foul. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Sky Clark. From here on out, both teams will be in the double bonus.
Turnovers. Miami's inability to really take care of the basketball.
You're Kenny Payne, you're Louisville. You're trying to find that beacon of light. in what's been a tough couple of seasons. A road win at Miami would more than qualify, and it gives this program, not just the season, it gives this program the type of momentum they have not had in a long time.
You know, the other thing it does, it sets a standard. This is what we're capable of. So this is the standard that Kenny Payne can hold his team to, all right, the next 4 games. This is who we are. This is how we win. This is our standard. Right now, this is what these guys need to be held accountable. This is not, anyone can do something once. Then you got to go validate those wins.
Timeout Kenny Payne to set the defense. And when we were at shoot-around earlier today, Kenny Payne gathered his team near midcourt right at the very end, and he told his players emphatically, I go into every game believing we can win. And then he almost shouted in caps lock to his players. He said, you have to believe.
100%. That was a moment we both looked at each other. And Kenny Payne's been successful his whole coaching career. You know, rebuilding a program, especially in the portal age, is hard because everyone expects it to be done right away, especially in a brand as rich as Louisville. And you do have to win. And they're going to need more of these wins. But this shows what's possible. And I always said at the start of the broadcast, I said the freshmen, sophomores, and Hunter-Hatfield, they've got to basically show hope. All right? And that's what they've done today in step 1.
Pack a deep 3. The rebound battle won by Curtis Williams. He's fouled by Cleveland. And Louisville can see the finish line. This is not a roster either, Seth, that's devoid of talent. They brought in some impact transfers. They've had some injuries. It's been real. In fact, tonight, they're playing with 7 scholarship players. It's kind of been the case the last few times out. Miami tonight.
Miami played with 7 scholarship players.
Well, that happened a few years ago, but Miami tonight got to full strength with Popplar coming back.
Popplar coming back. Pat kind of rolling that ankle a little bit, but you know, for Kenny Payne, this is what's possible. You think about the freshman, Curtis Williams stepped up and gave him some scoring. Glenn gave him a little bit of toughness. James came out at the start of the game. A Florida kid came out and knocked down shots. These are program wins, but you must validate those wins.
Williams knocks down both free throws. He has 13 points. He's playing his best ball in his freshman season. Double-digit scoring in 3 straight games and 4 of the last 5.
Jim Larranaga, after shoot-around, what he said, he didn't feel good about shoot-around. He didn't think his guys were locked in.
Down 8. Pack kicks to Cleveland. Louisville gets the rebound. O'Meara commits the foul. And Hunter-Hatfield, who's got a career-high 21, with a chance to tack on.
Let me ask you, Hunter-Hatfield plays like this every night. It's a different team. They don't turn it over. It's a different team. They compete and keep the game in front of them. It's a different team. And when I say hold your team accountable, that's what now, this is a standard they set. They were close against Texas. They were close against Indiana. All right, this is a breakthrough win.
Close against Virginia Tech.
All right, this is a breakthrough win. Now, this is the standard. Doesn't mean they're going to win every game, but you see if you compete. You see if you stay together. You see if you do the tough things consistently. It puts you in position to have a chance to win.
And they did that tonight. Louisville on the verge of ending a 22-game road losing streak.
When was the last time that Louisville had a win, a program win? Now, they played these guys last year. Now, remember now, they played these guys last year, and they had a chance to win. This time, they finished it.
Joseph's 3 is not there. Tyler Johnson has the rebound, and Miami will not foul.
Live by the 3, you die by the 3, and that's exactly Miami. Didn't defend the way they needed to do, didn't double the post, and didn't shoot the 3.
Louisville closes the game on a 9-0 run, and the Cardinals pick up their first road win since January 2nd, 2022. they come to Miami and knock off a team that